Hello there, welcome back to the channel, hope you're safe and well. In this video we're going to be doing a quick review of my Artemis P15 and this one's in 22 caliber. So let's roll those titles. Okay, so we're talking about my Artemis P15, which is in 22 caliber. Apologise now, I made a last minute decision before this rifle disappeared to record a review of it, because I thought it'd be nice to have a record of all the rifles I've owned. Unfortunately didn't get the chance to do that with my Ultimate Sporter before it found a new home. But this one I thought, yeah, go on, we'll go ahead and do it. So it might be a little bit rushed, but you never know, might turn out all right, we'll see. So let's talk about the stats for this rifle then. Manufacturer's stats. Length 675 millimeters, that's the manufacturer length. Now you'll notice that it keeps sticking on the stand there, apologies, that the shroud is normally back to this point. So that's another 65 millimeters on there. I'll talk about why that is with the shroud, but if the shroud was in its normal position, that will be 675 millimeters, which is 27 inches. So quite a small rifle. However, it's deceiving because the barrel comes back quite a way. So this is actually, oh, I'm losing all sorts of bits and pieces here. The barrel is actually longer than the Ghost in my Ghost. My Ghost has a 17-inch barrel. This has an 18-inch barrel, or 450 millimeters. The cylinder is 265 cc's. Don't ask me how many shots that is. I've never had the chance to test it, but you know, certainly when I've used this rifle for hunting on the rats mainly, it's given me more than enough shots for that. Field pressure is 250 bar, and the weight, I've got a little, this is a little Vector Optics Serato scope that I've put on here. So with that scope and the rings and the scope rings attached, that comes in at 2.8 kilograms on my bathroom scales, which is 6.2 pounds. So it's quite a lightweight. It's actually, you know, it's a tiny little lightweight rifle. I mean, like I say, I've used this basically just for plinking and on the rats, and for ratting it's just an ideal weapon. Been shooting say 15 to 20 yards on the rats, and it's a good workhorse for that. So let's talk about the bits and pieces as we go through it then. First off, the shroud. There's no thread on the front for a silencer, but the shroud comes with these aluminium baffles inside, which do a reasonable job of quietening the rifle down, but I did some tests to try and get it quieter, and what I ended up doing, I've got a photograph that I'll show you, but I ended up imitating the internals of a Weir-Arc silencer, because they're supposed to be the industry standard and the quietest. So basically it's got baffles in there made up from 3 sections of hair curler with scouring pad wrapped around them. And then what I did, I started off doing the tests with penny washers, but obviously the hole in the middle of the washer was a bit too big really, so I ended up 3D printing washers, gradually reducing the hole till I could get the smallest hole for a 2.2 pellet without any clipping, and that's what I've got in here. So there's no pellets in the rifle, it's totally empty. So just to give you an idea, I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up, of exactly how quiet this is. You get a little sort of puffed sound really. So here we go, safety's off. So you can hear that. Mostly you can just hear the dink of the hammer rather than the air. So yeah, nice and quiet. Moving along then, we've got the pressure gauge on the end of the cylinder, and then this sort of like pulls forward to reveal the charging port, and you've got a charging probe type thing that that goes inside there. It's a funny old situation with this because there isn't like a proper valve, one-way valve. It's a very antiquated system with a with like an O-ring on a bolt, so the air pressure has to build up to overcome the O-ring. So it's a little bit quirky to feel, but once you get used to it, it works okay. Moving on up, we've got the beach stock, which I was quite lucky with mine. Got quite a nice looking stock actually out the box. You've got the triggers set up quite nicely. I haven't made any adjustments to the trigger at all. In fact, I haven't done any sort of like tinkering with this rifle. I mean, they're fairly simple workings, and if you go on YouTube, there's plenty of videos to show you how to tune them and tinker with them, but I've been quite happy with it out the box. Safety catches at the back of the trigger, so you push that and that basically just locks the trigger from going all the way back. You push that into the right, and you can't really see on the video, but there's the red ring on the left side of the trigger shows when it is in fire mode. You've got raised dovetail section for the mount in the scope, and you basically, your cheek rest is just the metal, straight on the metal, and you've got the the cocking lever right at the back under your cheek. You can buy an extended mechanism that puts the cocking lever forward if you want to sort of fiddle about with them. And you can get hold of cheek mounts, plastic cheek mounts that wrap over the top. You can see on the back here, I've taken the basic rubber butt pad. The standard butt pad's not adjustable. I've taken that off and I've bought one of these JB 3D ones that adjusts and goes up and down, makes it a little bit more comfortable to shoot. So it's a very basic rifle. You can see that I've put this dinky little Vector Optics Serato scope on. Is a 3:9 by 32, which suits it down to the ground really. This is a mil dot scope, just with 4 mil dot markings on the reticles. There's no half mil dot markings. Reticle's a bit thick, but for hunting it's just ideal, and it's in keeping with the size of the rifle really, I think. So that is the gun. What we'll do is I'll get it out in the garden quickly, and we'll put some pellets through it just so that you can see it shooting, and we'll put it across the chronograph as well. I've just got one of those new, I bought a second hand, one of those FX radar chronos to play about with, so we'll give it a go over that and see what we get. Just, it's always you get to the end and then you realise you've forgotten something, even though it's on the table directly in front of you. Rifle comes with a single shot loader, but you also get one of these little mags. It's actually metal, not plastic, but it's a bit weird because you open up the front panel on the spring and you turn it fully anti-clockwise, and then what you have to do is you have to put the first pellet skirt first in the back, and once you put that first pellet in, it locks, and then you can let go, and you can put all the other pellets in through the front. So it's a bit quirky, but seems to work okay. But I much prefer single shot loaders, so I tend to always use a single shot loader. You can get some good 3D printed ones of these as well, even though I say I don't use the magazine very often. It's handy to have a few spares, so I did buy a couple of 3D printed ones and they work fine as well. So that's the magazine then. So there you go, that's the rifle. Let's go out and shoot it, shall we? Okay, so we're out in the garden. We're going to give the P15 a little bit of a play on the target, 25 yards, try a few different pellets for my final little go with it before it possibly disappears from my possession forever. So what we got then? We're going to start with JSB exact jumbo Diablo pellets, 15.89 grain. That's what it's been zeroed at. And what I'm going to do with the first couple of shots, I'm going to combine that with putting it through the Chrono. So I've got one of these, I bought a second-hand FX Chrono, so I thought I'd give that a go, see how it works, and we'll kill two birds with one stone. So I'm just going to fit this to the barrel, and then we'll come back and shoot a shot string and see how we get on. Okay, so I've got my Chrono on the end of the barrel, and got it linked up with the app on the phone. Let's see if this thing works, shall we? Using a single shot loader. We'll be shooting, let's begin with, we'll be shooting top left hand corner. Safety off.
$524.
Oh.
$531.
Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Right, missed that one. Didn't like that shot.
$534. $524.
That's registered 4 shots so far.
524. $534. $524.
Seem to be batting between 524 and 534 at the moment. 7 shots registered, so another 3. See how we go. Oh, I find it hard to see where the dot is now.
$524.
2 more.
$529.
Oh, that's a bit different. Last shot.
$529.
Right, according to my screen then, that's 10 shots. High 534, low 524, average 528, spread of 10 feet a second, standard deviation 4 feet per second. So that's not bad, is it? Oh well. It's a bit easier to use than the other Chrono. You're not wasting any pellet, just Chronoing. Right, okay, what we're going to do now then is going to try some different pellets of different grain weights and see whether we get a better grouping. Right, we're going to start with some Barracuda 15s, which are the same weight Are they the same weight as the Diablos? Yeah, 15.89, and we'll check these out and see if they group the same or whether they're better. So we're going to shoot the top centre target. Well, these are already starting to spread, actually. Oh, that looked like it went through, yeah, almost through the same hole as the second shot. That was close to the first shot. See where the fifth one goes. Whoa, that was way over. So we carry on and put 10 in there, I think. See what we get. 10. It's interesting that point of impact is dropped, and they're supposed to be the same weight of pellets. You'd think they'd be heavier to drop that much. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. One more for luck. 10. Oh, there we go. Have a look at that in a bit. What we're going to do now, we will try some. we'll try the Barracuda Hunters. These are heavier pellets. They're 18.21. So we'll see how we do with these. I'd expect these to drop. I'd expect these to drop a bit. I'll probably just give these a quick 5. Yeah, these are the pellets with a hole in the top. Can't really see what they've got. I don't think that these are sort of like supposed to be deforming pellets, but they're not really meant for sub 12. But we'll give them a go. Yeah, much bigger drop. Gone off to the left a bit as well. Not the same amount, but stayed central, that one. Shot number 3. Last one. Don't really think there's much point in shooting 10 of these because you can see they're all over the place a bit. Fifth shot. Yeah, right. I'm going to try some. I know this is going to be... This makes me laugh when I read these things. This is Acupels, 14.3 grain, so lighter than the first two pellets. Probably the world's most accurate airgun ammo. Well, let's see, shall we? I'm not expecting great things. Speaking from experience, I'm not expecting great things from these. What are we going to shoot? We're going to shoot second row down from on the left. Way off to the left. Oh, same place, way off to the left. They're going to prove me wrong, are they? Oh, I think they might do. Oh, that one flew a bit. Ooh, I think we'll carry on with these. Let's put out another 5 to make sure that we've got the right number. We'll shoot 10. That's it, yep. Might be proved wrong. That was me, that moved last minute. That was my fault, that one. Last shot. Could the Acupels be the winner? Oh, it's close. Right, I think while we're mucking around with the Acupels, I know they're shooting off slightly to the that half mil dot to the left. I think we might have some fun with some chalk men. Right, I haven't shot any chalk men for ages, and they're much more fun with 2.2 than 177. 177, they just sort of like knock them over and break them, but if you hit them with a 2.2 pellet, they usually completely disintegrate, so it's quite good fun. I'll put 5 chalk men out. We'll stick with the Acupels. Got to offset about half mil dot to the left to get them. And we go for their heads, I think. See how we get on going for the head. So the first one, we're starting from the left hand side. Oh, just clipped him. Turned him. That was too far over to the right, so you want to come back a little bit more. There we go, got him that time. Right in the chest, this one. Oh, just knocked him over. Hitting them, but not doing very well. That's... Oh, missed that one completely. Yeah, need to give it that half mil dot. Let's try again. That one. Oh, where did that one go? That was way over to the right. Must have been dodgy pellet, that one. Yes. Big cloud of chalk. The final one. So we can really rip this one apart. Yeah. There we go. It's always fun shooting the chalk then. So that's shooting done then. So let's have a look at the target and look at the grouping, shall we? And just to show you then the shot string from the Chrono, from the FX Chrono. Shot count 11, we actually took, sorry, shot count 10. We actually took 11 shots, but one of the shots wasn't registered on the Chrono. Don't know why, but you can see there. High reading, 534 feet per second. Low reading, 524. Average, 528. Spread, 10 feet per second. And a standard deviation of 4 feet per second. One thing that I forgot to mention has just come into my head now. I forgot to mention when I was talking about the specifications is that the rifle is regulated. It's not a regulator that you can adjust externally, but it does have a regulator fitted in it, which obviously accounts for that spread and standard deviation, which is pretty consistent. Let me have a look, see if I can come up with the feet. Yeah, okay, there's the coming up with the foot pounds. So you can see the rifle's only shooting about 10 foot pounds, 9.7, 10 foot pounds. So yeah, pretty low powered, but seems to do the job. There is an adjustment at the back of the rifle for the hammer spring tension, but I have tried adjusting that, and the difference is minimal. So I just ended up putting it back to standard. So there we are. That's the Chrono details anyway. Let's take a quick look at this target then. Here are the results. We've got the 10 shot group from the Exact Jumbo Diablo 15.89. That's the 10 shot group from the Barracuda 15s 15.89. Did I say 10.89? I mean 15.89 grain. That's Barracuda 15s at 15.89. That is the Barracuda Hunter at 18.21 grain. And that is the Acupels at 14.3 grain. So just to give you some idea of the sizes, if I put my thing over, you can see there that all of those go inside a 20mm circle. This one, if I put the 15, it just about, that's the Barracuda 15s, they just about go inside a 15. That's 10 shots there. We did have at least one shot, might be two, that just flew a little bit. And then coming down here, which surprised, you know, I mean, I've shot these Acupels before and they've never really performed, but today they really stood their ground. And again, you can see, look, most of the shots, apart from these two flyers up there, which I'll take responsibility for, you've got at least centre to centre a 15mm group. I mean, we'll totally forget about the Barracuda Hunters because, you know, 25mm at 25 yards, not great. So no way did I really expect this rifle to, you know, be as accurate as some of the other rifles that I've got, because I don't really class it as a target rifle. But certainly as a close range ratter, even say up to 25 yards, that's more than good enough for, you know, for getting the rats. So yeah, so that's the results then. Oh well, best laid plans and everything. You might notice that the lighting looks a bit weird in this segment, because I've just taken all the cards out of all the cameras that I've used to download all the video, and found out that when I was videoing the final section for this video, I thought I was recording, and the camera was actually turned off. And then when I thought I was turning the camera off, I turned it on. So I filmed a little bit of me just sitting here fapping around, and realised I had to do this section again. That's what happens when you rush. So hopefully the lighting's not too bad here. But yeah, just to say, that's the end. That's all I've got for this video. Say a little bit rushed because I did make a last minute decision to try and record this rifle before it went forever. I did mention in one segment there about the hammer spring adjustment. If you look at the back here, you've got the silver, you can see the silver barrel with the Allen key socket in it. That's what you use for adjusting the hammer spring. But I did do some tests with it, and to be honest, it makes very little difference to the power at all. So I thought I'll just leave things as they're supposed to be and put it back to the position it was when it came out of the box. So that's my little fun rifle, my fun ratting gun then, the Artemis P15. If you get a chance to shoot one, have a go. They are good fun. Nice light little rifle, easy to carry around. So as I say, ideal for the rats and for a little bit of plinking. Yeah, not really accurate enough for decent target shooting, more for fun really. So yeah, I guess I'll be sad to see it go, but I think I'll be much happier with if it works out with what will replace it, and I'll show you that in due course. So that's all we got for this video then. Hope you enjoyed that, even though it's a bit rushed, as I say, and hopefully see you on the next one. So that's bye from me. Bye.